All right, welcome back. Bocce Chronicles. I just told a story that was a difficult story to tell. If you didn't see the last episode, if you have a weak stomach, don't watch it. I mean, I've had to get a cup of water and drank almost all my tea and just trying to get over that one. So, now I'm starting to get a very good relationship with the team, the president, the GM. Everybody's liking me, and there was a reason why. And I never even told Kroon this, so hopefully he doesn't watch all these videos. But I'll let you know. So, Kroon being who he is, and being all these foreign players that come over here, their contract tells them everything they can and can't do. I mean, if it's not in the contract, they can't hold them to it. If their short hair has to be a certain length, it has to be in the contract. If they can't wear earrings, it has to be in the contract because they can't tell them not to do it. Kids screaming, I apologize. I'm trying to do this in different different atmospheres and different backgrounds rather than the one everybody complained about. So you got to deal with the kids or you got to deal with my dirty pin holder cup thing. So if it's not in the contract, they don't have to do it. It's just the way it is. The contract states they can't ski, they can't snowboard, they can't ride a two-wheeled vehicle. Like I'm still, from that last story, it's still getting me. So they can't ride, two-wheel vehicles. They can't do any skateboards, things like that. It's written in the contract saying, because if they get injured, they're not even supposed to play darts. They're not supposed to go bowling. They're not supposed to play pool, billiards, anything moving their, elbows and stuff. I mean, it's just like during the season, they're not supposed to do it because if they get injured, they can't play and they're being paid to play. So its contracts are extremely, detailed. So when these foreign players come over here, and some of the ones have been in the big leagues and stuff, and the Japanese might have stupid, no, I don't want to say stupid, but they might have uncommon regulations or things like you can't eat ramen noodles more than 5 times a week kind of thing because they, give you gas or whatever stupid thing. So they tell them, hey, is that in my contract? If it's not in my contract, I don't want to hear it. So that's kind of like the scapegoat for dealing with foreign players. The team tells them you can't do something. They say it's not my contract. We don't want you to have a car. Is that in my contract? No. We don't want you to drive yourself. Is that in my contract? No. We don't want you to go to Hawaii on your 3 off days. Is it in my contract that I can't leave? That's just the go-to thing. So I mean, Kroon, he's a very superstitious guy. He's extremely superstitious. So things have to always, if he has a good game, the same thing he ate that day, the same thing he did that day, the same path he took to the dome, it'll always be the same until he has a bad game. If we're walking down the street and we split poles, one of us have to walk back around the pole so it doesn't split our connection. Players are extremely superstitious. He has a bad game, he throws everything away, literally everything, and has to get a restart, refresh. So some players are like this, some aren't. Most of them are, though. So he's playing, and Kroon liked his pants extremely long, like at the bottom, like the it'd be squished up like a squeegee. And one time, I think it was a translator or maybe one of the uniform guy. He kind of said to me, "Hey, I need to talk to Kroon. Can you tell him? Can you give me 5 minutes?" And I could see on his face it was gonna be something negative. And at the time, Kroon, he wasn't in a good mood. I think he had a sickness in the family or something back home, maybe with his kids, they weren't coming for the summer. There was something, but he wasn't in a good mood at all. And so I told the guy, what do you need to ask him? And they're like, well, the team says that his pants is too long. We need to shorten his pants. Now, I was like, I knew what Kroon would say. If they come at him at this time when he's already stressed because he was on the phone all morning, calling his family, trying to find out if whoever was, I think, I don't know if it's somebody in his family broke their arm or something happened, and it was more focused on that than anything. So I was like, look, if you talk to him today, it's not going to end well. It's going to be, is it in his contract? And is it in his contract saying how long the pants have to be? Therefore, his superstition, he's not going to want to change the length of his pants because he's afraid it'll affect, everything. It'll jinx him or whatever. So until he has a bad game, there's not much you can do about it. And he was on fire at the time, so they're like, yeah, but the president or the GM or whatever was, talking. And I was like, look, give me a day or two. Just give me a day or two. Let me figure this out. So, and the team knew. They knew that it would be difficult because they know how superstitious he was. They also know that, he doesn't like change. So the GM came up to me after that, like a couple hours later, and he was like, I heard you're going to talk to Kroon about it. I said, yeah, just, how are you going to do it? I said, just, I haven't thought about it yet. Just give me some time. So I'm thinking, and now there's a few people on the team that Kroon really respected. There was Abe, and there's Yoshinobu, and there's like these younger kids, but he had a lot of respect for like Abe and Yoshinobu and these guys. So I had to tell him a little white lie. And this is the part I never told Kroon, so I hope he's not going to watch this video, or he's going to be like, "You son of a." So, it's after the game. He had a good game. He had another great game. He's in there. He's happy, and now I know I can talk to him because he had a good game. So I was kind of like I was not spacing out, but I was purposely kind of looking like, and he's, what's wrong? I was like, oh, nothing. I said, did you hear about so and so? He's like, what? I said, yeah, he got in trouble for his pants being too long. And he was like, what? His pants aren't that long. I was like, yeah, but they were yelling at him earlier and told him to shorten his pants down. He was like, my pants are like 3 times longer than his. I wonder why they didn't say anything to me. I was like, well, you know how it is. Foreigners, they're going to be like, they know it's going to be an issue because it's not in your contract. How long? They probably just didn't want to deal with it. And he was like, yeah, I would probably say something like that. And I was like, yeah, but it's kind of disrespectful to him. I mean, he had to shorten his pants, but you're walking around with like 6-inch too long pants. So Kroon was like, yeah, you're right. I don't want to, because he had a lot of respect for these guys. And, even though they were Japanese players, they played here their entire career. He knew who they were. He respected them. He knew they were. It wasn't just their skill on the field. It was how they treated him and how they showed him respect. So he was like, yeah, I don't want to disrespect him like that. So I'll get the uniform guy over here. So I called the uniform guy over. Guy comes over. And Kroon's like, make my pants the same length as his. And the uniform guy's like, okay, okay. So they did it. They fixed all his pants. And the next day the GM came up to me. He's like, I heard you did it. How'd you do it? And I was like, can't give away my secrets. And I just laughed. And they were like, thank you so much. That really, it was a big issue. They were, for like, I guess probably a week or two, they're trying to figure out how to approach. Finally, they said, just do it. Just rip off the Band-Aid and tell him. So I got it done, and they just, after that, they loved me. And they would come up to me with other foreigners, like issues with other foreigners and stuff, like, their tattoo covers, because the Giants don't really like to show tattoos, some teams, so they make them wear like arm guards to cover up tattoos and stuff. So they were like, could you talk to him about this? And I became like the in-between guy between the team and some of the foreign players, the difficult ones. And that's how I became really close with the Giants. I mean, besides helping out everything else, that just the fact that I was always open and listened to them and tried to help them, because I tried to take their way of thinking into mine as well as the American way and find a middle point. And that was the key. Just we're in their country, you got to kind of accept their way of their thinking and try to come to a neutral territory with it. So that's how I created my very good relationship with the heads of the team rather than just the coaches and the managers and stuff. So hope you enjoyed, and talk to you soon.